Hi, I'm Jo from J.H.Leather, and in this video I'm going to show you how to make a needle case. Let's get started. So for this video you will need to download the free PDF patterns in the link in the description, cut them out and then pop them onto some card. We will also be using 1.5mm veg tan shoulder. So once you've got your patterns cut out, you then want to mark them onto your leather and mark on all the marks that are marked onto the patterns. Yours will look slightly different from mine. Mine is the prototype that I have made for the workshop. So once you've drawn around your two patterns, you then want to cut them out. And then on your insert you need to mark where the main part of the case is going to meet the insert, so just draw those two dots on. And then nick the corners on the two ends. And number one edge between or above those two marks that we have just put on. And then you want to edge number one across the top of the back of that piece as well. You can then number one edge around the grain side of the main case, remembering to nick those corners as you go. And then you just want to draw on these two marks onto the flesh side of your leather and then number one edge between those 2 points. Once you're done, you can then stain and crease everything. So once you've done that creasing, you just want to set your stitch markers to the distance on the pattern. And then draw up the two outer edges of the case. And then popping your pattern back on, you just want to mark the tops of where the different pockets will be. And then using a ruler, connect the dots together. And now you just want to scratch up the bottom edge of your insert. And then we're going to pop some glue along here and glue this in place. So again, on the patterns, there is a mark that you can transfer to the flesh side to make sure you get it in straight. And then you can stitch mark along your pocket lines. And then once you stitch marked, you can then stitch along all these lines of your pockets. So we're going to double hand stitch, and each is going to start with 1 back stitch over the edge, and then we'll finish each line with 1.5 back stitches. So once we've done that, we just want to put a little bit of warm water along the bottom of that insert, and that will just help to fold this edge over. And we can then mark where we're going to glue to. This is going to be where our number 1 edging stopped, so it should be 2.5 inches up from the bottom of that insert. And then scruff the edges with your scratch awl. You can then glue along these edges. And then we're going to use a bone to help fold along this bottom edge. It can be a bit fiddly, so you might need to, like me, you end up sort of sticking it down, unsticking it again. That's absolutely fine. You just want to make sure you get it nice, straight and level. And then once you're happy you've got it in place, you can then tap the edges with your hammer. And then we're going to use our dividers to draw along those 2 side edges for where we are going to stitch mark to. And then we're going to stitch mark, and once again we're going to have 1 tooth over the edge, as that will be sort of caught in the stitching. And once you've done that, we can now stitch the 2 ends of our needle case. So again, we're going to do 1 back stitch over the edge here, and then just double hand stitch the rest of the way, remembering to do 1.5 back stitches once we finished. So once you finish your stitching, you're going to want to sand down the 2 ends of your needle case. This will just get the edges flush together and will help give a better shine once we start polishing. And once you've done that, we can then restain and repolish our needle case. And once you've done that, we're then going to recrease all around the edges. And then the final thing we're going to do is to just fold over this top edge to make the top flap. And then once you've done that, we can then start putting in all our needles. So the pocket at the back is for your packs of needles, obviously, and then you've got the little slots in the front for the needles that you're using at the moment. And that is it. Thank you very much for watching this tutorial. If you like the video, please click the thumbs up button and subscribe for more videos and tutorials, and I'll see you in the next video.